Hello, my friend, welcome back. Let me ask you something honest. When you speak English, do you still translate in your head? From your language into English, word by word? If yes, you already know the problem. It feels slow. It feels heavy. And by the time you find the words, the conversation has already moved on. I know this pain. Because I did the same. For years, I studied English, memorized grammar rules, and learned new words. But every time I spoke, I had a 3-second pause. Why? Because I was translating. And translation is the biggest fluency killer. Today, I will show you why you translate, and how to break free from this habit. Because true fluency begins not when you know English, but when you can think in English. So let's start the journey. So why do you translate in your head? It's simple. Your brain loves comfort. It already knows your first language. It feels easy, it feels safe. So every time you hear English, your brain quickly says, "Wait, let's put this into my language first." And yes, it feels logical. But it's actually a trap. Because language is not math. It's not word plus word. It's rhythm. It's feeling. It's connection. When you translate, you break the flow. You don't listen fully. You don't speak naturally. You get stuck inside your head. Imagine this. Someone asks you, "How are you?" But instead of answering right away, your brain starts working too hard. First, you understand the words. Then you change them into your language. Then you think of an answer. And then you change it back into English. Too slow. The moment is gone. That is why translation feels like a wall. A wall between you and fluency. But here is the good news. Every wall has a door. And I will show you how to open it. So how do we stop translating in our head? The answer is simple. We train our brain to think directly in English. Not in one day. Not in 1 week. But step by step. Here's the first method. Describe your world in English. Wherever you are, look around. Say what you see. Example. The window is open. The sky is blue. I'm drinking water. Short, simple sentences. No translation. Just speak what you see. At first, it feels strange. But soon, your brain connects English to reality. Not to your native language. This is powerful. Because English stops being words in a book. And starts being the way I live. Try it now. Look around your room. Say one sentence in English about what you see. Don't translate. Just speak. This is your first step toward fluency. Now let's go deeper. One of the best ways to stop translating is to play a simple game with yourself. You ask a small question in English, and you answer it right away. Don't think too much. Just say the first thing that comes to your mind. For example, imagine this. You say, "What did I eat for breakfast?" And then you answer, "I ate eggs." Say it again, but make it a little longer. "I ate eggs and bread." One more time, "I ate eggs, bread, and fruit." And then even longer, "I ate eggs, bread, fruit, and I drank coffee too." Do you feel what's happening? Each answer grows a little bigger. Your brain is connecting faster. And soon, you don't have time to translate because English is already there. You can do this anywhere. When you walk outside. When you cook. Even in the shower. Here's another example. Say to yourself, What do I want right now? Maybe you answer, I want water. Then add more, I want water because I am thirsty. And again, I want water because I am thirsty, and I didn't drink much today. Every time you add details, your fluency grows. This is simple, but it's powerful. Because it trains your brain to think directly in English. And the best part? You don't need a teacher. You don't need a partner. You just need your own voice. Start with 5 small questions every morning. Ask. Answer. Repeat. Soon, you will notice the difference. Now, let me share another method. It's called shadowing, but this time we add something extra, emotion. Here's how it works. You listen to a sentence in English. Then you repeat it right away, not slowly, but with the same energy, the same rhythm, the same feeling. Why is this important? Because when you copy the emotion, you stop focusing only on words. You start to feel the language. And when you feel it, you remember it much faster. For example, imagine a sentence like, I can do this. If you just whisper it, nothing changes. But if you say it with power, I can do this. Your brain wakes up. Your mouth learns the sound. And your confidence grows. Do the same with other sentences. Say them happy. Say them serious. Say them like you really mean it. At first, it feels strange. But after a few days, you will notice something amazing. Your pronunciation becomes clearer. Your speed improves. And most important, you stop translating because you're living the sentence, not thinking about it. This is one of the fastest ways to train your brain to think in English. Not just with words, but with feelings. If you want to stop translating, you must live with English. Not only study it. Not only watch it. Live with it every single day. How do you do that? Simple. Change small things around you. Change your phone to English. Every time you open it, you see English words. Settings. Update. Airplane mode. You learn without trying. Write your shopping list in English. Instead of milk, bread, apples in your language, write it in English. When you go shopping, read it out loud. Talk to yourself in English. When you cook, say, I'm cutting the vegetables. When you walk, say, the sky is so clear today. When you're tired, say, I need a break. This is how children learn their first language. Not by translating, but by connecting words to life. The more you see English, the more natural it becomes. It's no longer a school subject. It's part of you. And when English becomes part of your daily life, you will notice something powerful. You stop thinking in your language. You start thinking directly in English. That's how fluency begins. Now let's talk about something very important. Something that stops millions of learners from ever speaking fluently. Fear. You know this feeling. You want to say something in English, but your brain freezes. You start to think. What if I say it wrong? What if people laugh? What if I make a mistake? So you stay quiet. You say nothing. And once again, you translate in your head instead of speaking out loud. But here is the truth. Fear is the biggest prison for language learners. It keeps you silent. It keeps you stuck. And the only way out is this: make mistakes proudly. Think about children. When a child learns to speak, they don't care about grammar. They say, "Me want juice." Or, "I go to park." Is it correct? No. Do people understand them? Yes. And because they keep speaking, they improve fast. But adults, we are different. We want to be perfect. We want to speak without errors. We want everyone to be impressed. That's why we translate in our heads. Because we are trying to be perfect before we even open our mouths. But listen to me carefully. You don't need perfect grammar to be understood. You don't need a perfect accent to be respected. You just need courage to speak. So next time you want to say something, even if it feels wrong, just say it. Say it slowly. Say it simply. But say it. Instead of thinking, what if I make a mistake? Ask yourself, what if this mistake helps me grow? Because every mistake is proof that you are learning. Every mistake is one step closer to fluency. And the more mistakes you make, the faster you will stop translating and start speaking naturally. So promise yourself this. I will not stay silent. I will speak, even with mistakes. Say it now, out loud. I will not stay silent. I will speak, even with mistakes. That sentence is your key to freedom. Let me tell you another secret. Most people don't repeat enough. And that is one of the biggest reasons they keep translating in their head. Think about music. Why do you remember the lyrics of your favorite song? You never sat down with a notebook to memorize them. You didn't study them like a school lesson. But you heard the song again and again and again. And suddenly, the words were inside you. That's the power of repetition. Now, look at how most learners study English. They listen once. They read once. They shadow one time. And then they say, okay, I know it. But the truth is, one time is never enough. If you want English to feel natural, you must repeat. Not once. Not twice. But many, many times. Here's why. The first time you say a sentence, it feels strange. The second time, it feels a little easier. The fifth time, you start to recognize the rhythm. The 10th time, it begins to flow. And after 20 times, it becomes automatic. And when something is automatic, your brain no longer needs to translate. So here is the solution. Choose a few powerful sentences. Repeat them every day. Morning, afternoon, evening. Say them while you cook, while you walk, while you shower. For example, I am improving every day. Say it 10 times. I am improving every day. Another one. I can speak English without fear. Say it 10 times. I can speak English without fear. At first, you will feel silly. But soon, your brain will accept these sentences as natural, as normal, as easy. This is how athletes train their muscles. This is how musicians train their fingers. And this is how you must train your English. Repetition is the bridge between knowing and speaking. Without it, you will always translate. With it, English becomes part of you. So don't look for new tricks. Don't chase the next method. Repeat what you already know, again and again, until it becomes your voice. That is the real path to fluency. There is another reason you keep translating in your head. It's because English is still something outside your life. Something you only touch in class. Something you only practice when you watch a video. But here's the truth. If English is only a subject, your brain will always run back to your first language. Because that's the language of your world. The solution? You must create an English world around you. This doesn't mean moving to London or New York. It means changing the small things in your daily life. Start with your phone. Set it to English. Every time you check it, you will see English words. Simple things like settings or update available will become natural. Change your playlists. Instead of songs in your language, listen to English music. Don't worry if you don't understand every word. Your brain is learning the rhythm, the sounds, the flow. Fill your space with English. Write sticky notes and put them on objects. On your desk, write, "This is my desk." On your mirror, "I am confident." On your fridge, "I choose healthy food." Talk to yourself in English during daily routines. When you cook, "I'm cutting the vegetables." When you walk, "The air feels fresh." When you are tired, "I need some rest." These sentences are simple, but they are powerful. Because they connect English directly to your life. Not to your dictionary. Not to your grammar book. To your real life. And when you do this every day, something amazing happens. You stop asking, "How do I say this in my language first?" You start thinking in English instantly. This is how children learn. They don't translate. They live inside the language. You can do the same. Make English part of your world. Step by step. Day by day. Until one morning, you wake up and realize you're not translating anymore. You're just speaking. Let's talk about something most people never notice. It's your inner voice. That quiet voice inside your mind that speaks all day long. When you wake up, it says, "I'm tired." When you look outside, it says, "The weather is cold." When you think about tomorrow, it says, "I hope it will be better." But here's the problem. For most learners, that inner voice speaks only in their first language. And that's why they translate when they try to speak English. So how do you change it? You train your inner voice to use English. At first, it feels strange. Your brain will resist. It will say, "No, this is not natural." But the more you practice, the easier it becomes. Start small. When you wake up, don't say in your language, "I'm still sleepy." Say it in English, "I'm still sleepy." When you make coffee, don't think, "This coffee smells good." Think in English, "This coffee smells good." When you are walking, don't say in your language, "The sky is beautiful." Say, "The sky is beautiful." It's like changing the language of your thoughts. And little by little, your inner voice becomes bilingual. At first, it will be slow. You will use simple sentences. But that's okay. Even short thoughts in English are powerful. Later, you can add more details. Instead of "I'm tired," you say, "I'm tired because I didn't sleep enough." Instead of "The weather is cold," you say, "The weather is cold, but the sun is shining." This daily practice turns your mind into an English environment. And once your inner voice is speaking English, translation disappears. Because now, you don't have two steps: think in your language, then translate. You have one step: think in English, speak in English. That's the secret to fluency. Now, my friend, let's make it practical. You know the ideas. You know why you translate. And you know the tools to stop it. But here's the truth. Nothing changes unless you practice every day. Not once. Not sometimes. Every single day. And you don't need hours. You don't need complicated lessons. You only need small steps. But repeated again and again. So let me give you a simple 7-day plan. If you follow this, even for 1 week, you will feel the difference. Day 1. Start with short sentences about your life. Say, "I'm making breakfast." Say, I'm opening the window. Just describe what you are doing. Day 2. Add questions and answers. Ask, what am I doing now? Answer, I am sitting on a chair. Then add, I am sitting on a chair and listening to English. Day 3. Practice shadowing with emotion. Listen to one short clip. Repeat every sentence with energy, with feeling. Not only the words, but the rhythm and the voice. Day 4. Change your environment. Put your phone in English. Write 3 sticky notes and place them around your home. Every time you see them, say the words out loud. Day 5. Talk to yourself in English during a routine. Cooking, cleaning, walking, narrate it all. I'm washing the dishes. I'm closing the door. Simple, natural, direct. Day 6. Work on your inner voice. Catch your thoughts and flip them into English. When you think, I'm tired, say instead, I'm tired, but I can still practice. Day 7. Combine everything. Speak, shadow, repeat, think, and live in English. Make one full morning an English morning. No translation, only English. At the end of the week, you will notice something. English feels lighter. Sentences come faster. You don't pause so much. You don't translate so much. That is the power of small daily steps. They look simple, but together, they create big change. And if you continue, 1 week becomes 1 month. 1 month becomes 1 year. And one day, you wake up and realize you are not just studying English anymore. You are living it. My friend, we have come to the end of this journey. But really, this is not the end. This is the beginning of your new English life. Now you know why you translate in your head. Because your brain loves comfort. Because you didn't repeat enough. Because you didn't live inside English. And now you know the truth. Fluency doesn't come from translation. It comes from connection. Connection between your mind, your mouth, and your daily life. So the question is not, can I speak English fluently? The question is, will I practice today? Remember this. 5 minutes every day is stronger than 1 hour once a week. A simple sentence spoken out loud is better than 100 words in your notebook. A mistake in English is more valuable than silence in your language. So tomorrow, when you wake up, don't just think in your language. Don't translate. Say one sentence in English. Then another. Then one more. And step by step, English will stop being something outside you. It will become part of who you are. Because fluency is not a dream. It is not magic. It is a daily choice. And you are ready to make that choice. So go, my friend. Speak. Practice. Live in English. And one day soon, you will realize you are not translating anymore. You are thinking, feeling, and speaking directly in English. Thank you for listening to this story. Use it as practice. Repeat it. Shadow it. Live it. And if you ever feel stuck again, come back to these words. Because fluency is waiting for you. And the key is already in your hands. Keep learning. Keep growing. And remember, stop translating. Start speaking.